standing here speechless because I've been talking for almost completely male audience for like 20 years. And I don't really know how to handle this, but I'll try. And first of all, I would like to speak about why I'm here today. Not today, but why I'm working with what I'm doing. And there is really one reason. And I haven't talked about her before, but she's the main reason why I am working with computers and why I'm working with security. I already got introduced. This is my mother. She's to the left of the pictures, and this is about 1 year after I was born. So this is 47 years ago, and she's sitting beside the commander-in-chief, and he's a little bit disturbed, as you see. My mother usually looked at that, so I think she enjoys it. But the thing is that, as I understand, he said, men and women are alike in the head, but below the head we are different, and that's why we shouldn't have women in the defense. And then my mother and the other bright women here said, sorry, we have counted. There are 38,000 job opportunities in the Swedish defense that has nothing to do with beyond the head. And and she also, she was the first. She was the first senior manager in the Swedish defense, and she had to put up a lot of things that we don't have to put up today. We have been talking about difficult for women today, but this is one example that she has to put up with. So she proved that even beautiful women can think, and I think we should be grateful for her today. She's 88 years old, and she can't be with us today, but tomorrow I will tell her all about this. Now I will try to talk a little bit about the subject, but fortunately, she is lots about the subject today, but I'm also going to talk about cybersecurity, and that is one of the most interesting things I ever have been working with. And I've been in the business for 25 years, and I don't regret a day. If you look at Sweden today, except for we are exceptionally good at football, Sweden is number 2 in innovation in the world. We are also the 3rd digital country in Europe. And that's good, and it's progress, and we are in the front line. But if you look to the cybersecurity index, there are a lot of different cybersecurity index, but most of them are like, we are on the number 30, 40, 50, or something like that. And it's actually a problem because we are completely dependent on IT today. There is no company in Sweden that is not dependent on IT. You really need your mailbox if you didn't go down to the basics. So we have a risk gap. We have very, very digital nation, and perhaps we should be a little better on cybersecurity. But on the other hand, we are innovative. We are really good in IT. And we actually last year won what is called Lockheed 2001. And that is the biggest cybersecurity competition in the world. So we perhaps are not so good at rules and regulations, but we are good at innovative solutions, even within cybersecurity. What is cybersecurity? People can talk hours or days about cybersecurity, but I really think we should skip that discussion. Because we need computers, we need systems, we need companies that are safe, secure, and that don't leak information. We don't need to make it more complicated like that. And if you look at the market, it's booming. And it's not like it's booming today. Mainly people think it's booming today, but it has been growing about 10 to 15% for about 10 or 15 years. And we have a huge labor gap. So if any of you are interested in cybersecurity, just join the business. If you want a career, I promise you will never be out of work in I think all your lifetime. And what we see is that EU have declared this decade to be the digital decade, and they are doing a lot of new regulations, so it's like coming in high speed. On the same time, the security threats has been increasing, and it's unfortunately decreasing a lot just a few months. We have a lot of new interest in technology. So now everybody thinks cybersecurity is important, and I'm quite amazed as I've been working with this in so long, 25 years, and now suddenly people realize it's important. And even, the security, this is from the security service, and what they are saying is the security situation in Europe has drastically deteriorated due to the Russian invasion of Ukraine. And if you don't already noticed, all major companies and organizations in Sweden, their security departments are working day and night right now because the cybersecurity threats have increased a lot. So the problem is not that we have a lot of antagonists and spies and things like that. The biggest problem in cybersecurity is that we make crappy systems. And here, all of you can help, because you are all in different part of IT or development systems. And security is not something for the security department. It's something for everybody here. And if we look into the future, I think you recognize most of this stuff, but we have a lot to do because all new technologies has new security issues. AI, for example, suddenly we have things like bias and a lot of data with discriminating, that it is discriminating, and AI are not making it better. We have also deepfake fraud. You suddenly can't know who is calling you because they can fake your best friend's voice and call you and ask you for money. So don't count on who is calling you anymore. We have also augmented reality. And it's very fun technology, but there are also a lot of interesting issues like what do you do with privacy issues if you are recording everything you see? And all this information that we are recording, who is owning it and how can we make it secure? And if you look at robot process automation, we have suddenly people in our organizations that is not people, but it's small clients. And some IT department think it's a good idea that they have full permissions to do everything in all systems. And that's also a thing that you have to consider when you work with security. And everything is IT, even as a human. And IT can be hacked. So we have to work with that also. So my biggest advice for today is become best friends with the cybersecurity specialist and the solicitors at your company. Because you can't do this by yourself. And I promise you, they will be glad if you ask them things, because they have been alone for 25 years. And now suddenly people are interested. So, you know, I think you get my point, but I would like to consider when you should think about security. And I think we have a Mentimeter question here coming up, but I don't know what will happen. Here. So please go into Mentimeter, and then you think, when should I think about cybersecurity? You have got it. I didn't realize I would get this answer. Oh my God. Okay. No, we don't have to talk about this anymore. You know, I know it was the best public that I have been spoken to, but this is, you know, I'm speechless. So I just want to finish my speech with what my mother said to me when I think I was about 8 or 9 years old. She said to me that, you know, girl, don't ever be dependent on a man. Make your own money. And then she bought me a computer and taught me how to code. So do that with your daughters. Buy a computer to her and teach her how to code. Thank you.